I'm going to talk about multiplying decimals and showing it graphically on a grid. We're going to multiply 0.6 times 0.4. Now, the first thing you do is you got to choose one of them to be drawn as a column in columns, and the other one will be drawn in rows. You need to make sure that you're drawing these two in different directions and then finding the overlap. So we start with 0.6, and so we're going to draw 6 columns because each column is 1/10, so that's 6/10. And then we are going to draw 4 rows because each row is also 1/10. And when we multiply these decimal numbers, our answer is going to be smaller than either of the factors because we're taking a small part and we are multiplying it by a part. Now I'm Xing out the parts that do not overlap each other. So I can show you that this part up in the upper left corner is the part that overlaps. And then we just count the number of squares in the overlapping part, and that's 6 times 4. That's 24 overlapping squares. Now each square is 1/100th. So our answer to 0.6 times 0.4 is 0.24. Now you can color those in, but you don't have to. I'm just drawing boxes around them. Now I'm going to show you 1.3 times 0.2. 1.3 is 1 whole plus 3/10. So I or shade in this entire whole. Then I add 3/10, like this. So that's my 1.3. And those are in columns. So the other factor needs to be drawn in rows. So I can see how they overlap. So I draw 2 rows, and I'm just going to make a little bridge between the two just to show that they are part of the same problem. Put some ... And so you can see some of these, one of these boxes overlaps both, and the rest of these boxes are not overlapping boxes. This is just part of the 1.3. This is part of the 1.3. This is part of the 0.2, and this is neither one. So that one in the upper left-hand corner is your overlap between the two. And so you just count how many squares are in both. So this one on the right is 2 squares by 3 squares. It's a total of 6/100ths. And this one, you have 10 squares multiplied by 2 squares. That multiplies for 20/100ths. So if you add those together, you get 26/100ths. And that is my answer to 1.3 times 0.2.